Okay.
Part three.
Oh my God, you and your
I won't say.
ba, 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 ba. No, do it. I mean,
Part three of our 7th month,
6-part series.
6 part graduate. Well, it was our second gathering since all the funerals.
hmm And interesting, it'd be another giant, huge thing instead of just meeting at someone's house.
Right.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So another thing I reflect on the weekend because there were hundreds and hundreds of people. 90% of those I did not know.
I would say more.
Yeah.
It's
And
97% of people. But this isn't our kid. We don't live there.
no. And
No.
I was very aware of, my people are even more sacred right now. And
Sure.
so is my time, my words, my energy. Maybe that will never go away.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
I found, and we were like co-hosts kind of way, in a way.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
We
like we
informally so. I mean, no one asked us, but
I'm
I
also
mean,
not wearing a name tag and but I
I am Emma's aunt. My
oh no,
my brother is her dad.
I was like, I'm the baby sister of Michael. Just like walk away. Um, but I was very conscious of that. Like in that morning, it was like that, like ugh, ugh, all these people. I was like, this is not my day.
Right.
This is there's not enough time or energy to get to know these people in any sort of like real capacity,
Mm.
which is okay too.
Yep.
We're not diving deep on where we are actually at.
Nope.
And you and I were sort of tag team of like refilling the food and checking in. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I love hosting and like hosting for people I don't know. So I'm basically a server. So
Yeah.
I started just grabbing
Yeah.
platters of food and wandering around the 10 acres with like filling people up with schnicker, whatever doodle thingies and
Scotcheroos.
whatever. And watermelon and whatever it was. It was like, oh, this is for me, it felt like a lovely out.
Hmm
I'm not having to engage in small talk and
No. But it's funny you say that because this just occurred to me. So we were, as in many graduations, we were decorating the garage and it looked lovely when we were done, like, right? And I was out there when some of the first guests started to come in, and I knew that they were family. They're not, well, not my family. And again, just like you said, that's okay, right? These people came up, and just where the conversation was going, I was like, oh, yeah, no. I already am running super low. Uh-uh. And they wanted to go inside, and I know who they are, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, that is so lovely that you're offering to help. We have tons of help. And I said, I go, they have a 2 butt kitchen and there's 10 butts in there. And you said it's bum and not butt, but I said butt. And I said, love that you're offering. And I said, if you wouldn't mind, just hang out here. And I said, and just play with the boys because two of the younger boys were out there. But my first thought was, oh yeah, no,
yeah,
no way, no how, not on any planet. No, 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 no,
yeah.
no,
And it was just that awareness of like no one's wrestling inside of your head with you about talking to people except for you.
no. And it's such an easy way to preserve your energy by managing who you give output to. So here's our first takeaway. If you're at a large gathering, hold a plate of food.
Yeah,
Pretend to be serving it
yeah.
and pretend to be
You gotta.
replenishing.
I gotta serve 400 people.
No, but I
I
must
gotta go.
I must have said 100 times like, oh, I'm gonna go fill this, or I gotta check the table.
Oh, oh, we're switching, Dorian. I gotta.
I gotta go. I
Yeah.
gotta. But
But then it also led for like pockets,
yeah.
pockets of us getting to actually sit with
Yes,
people.
yes.
And then you would be like, oh gosh, I've been sitting for so long. And then we'd switch. And it was like,
Well, and in all fairness, I didn't want to
yeah,
run out of food,
yeah,
right?
totally.
Right. But no, it was huge, 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 huge. So
Yeah.
this is again meant to be like protecting our energy. So that night we all, gosh, we still were kind of doing this because then we had bonfire and karaoke. I mean, because like, why stop? Can't stop, won't stop. And then the next morning that we get up, we know that we've got the graduation ceremony, and then there's some family showing up at a certain time. Not our family.
And the dialogue around more hosting, 'cause that's all it was from our perspective. Not this is more family. It was like, oh, people we don't know.
Right. And so
And we're tapped out.
yeah, and then to be clear, we also asked, do you need some help? Is there something?
Oh,
Oh, no, no, they're just coming to talk and whatever. And I looked at my sister-in-law, and I have a lovely relationship with her, and I'm like, yeah, no, we are legit gonna watch the clock, and us four that are not related, just me and my partner and you and your husband, were out. So we went upstairs and we just hung out. We hung out in my brother in his wife's bedroom and talked for part of it.
Right.
But
Took a
then,
nap.
yeah, and then just being really honest and direct, which you kind of have to be willing to get over yourself. Like, what does my sister-in-law care? That I need to go take care of myself and I don't want to talk to her family members that I don't know anyway, right? She could have cared less, right?
Yeah.
Right. It was more important that we meet our needs and take care of ourselves. And that's just a really easy way to maintain your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Walk away. You can do it. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And don't feel bad. But be kind and loving.
For sure.
Yes.
Don't be a douche.
And share the plate of food with everyone.
Right.
That's like the
And then
easy out.
watermelon or sweets.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the sweets.
Yeah. But that's the sweet spot.
And you become best friends with everybody.
Oh my
I
gosh.
learned that one of her relatives loves watermelon.
Oh my gosh. Kind of like my son.
Like by round 3, it was like savage.
Yeah. And then just for clarity, I think that my son ate half of the watermelon before the whole thing started.
He also ate all of the other
Goodness. My kids went a little crazy.
love language, sugar.
Sugar.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Noted.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
Adios.
Yeah. Bye. Why are we still talking?